Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. Sorry about the shaky. My hands are shaking thanks to tendonitis. I'd like to welcome you to my backyard on this overcast, rainy day. I am trying to dodge the rain that's moving through, as well as being blown away with the remake of Gone with the Wind again. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to make any tincture videos. I don't have any alcohol. I haven't been able to film in the shed of many names because of all the lightning and the heavy rain, and haven't been able to garden much outside because of the storms. But in between these showers, I'm going to do another walk around of my yard, show you some more of the herbs and plants coming up. And then when you watch this one, this video comes out Thursday morning. When this comes out, I'll be getting ready to head to City Hall once again. And yep, don't worry y'all, I'm going to give them hell and they're going to remember my name. So let's start the tour. I have so much coming up, and I have a lot of catching up to do. So let's get to walking around. Sorry about the wind, everyone, and I hope you can hear the video well. This is the giant clover I was telling y'all about. Look how big, beautiful, and healthy those leaves are. And this is what I deem purple clover, but they call it red clover. And like I said, wild lettuce. So I'm leery of this year because from the amount of wild lettuce I have coming up everywhere, it might be a really bad, painful year. And over here, some beautiful violets coming up that I need to get out here and harvest. Sorry about the nuts in the background. That is out of my control. Alright, let's head on. Here's another plant that I was blessed with last year, and I am so looking forward to getting it repotted up into a bigger pot. This is a Vitex, also known as monk pepper. Very, very important female herb. And I am looking forward to it growing bigger. Alright, let's get going. Here's another pot that I gotta come out and get cleaned up. This is sweet pear mint. And it's coming up nice and healthy and strong. And like I said, wild lettuce is everywhere. And it definitely did not get planted in this pot. Look at that. How beautiful and strong that mint is coming up. And here we have another example of a mint gone wild. And I have two pots this big of it. This is the beautiful, absolutely at death when I planted it, banana mint. And you can see that as long as you make good, healthy soil, they'll be happy as can be. The banana mint is doing wonderful. Look how beautiful and healthy and lush it's coming up. I'm looking forward to harvesting it and possibly making some extract from it. That should be interesting to cook with. Here we have a nice patch of blooming wild violets, which I need to get out here and harvest. And like I said, wild lettuce. Let's see, wild lettuce over there. It's just everywhere. And there's a big one there, leer leaf. And here's a good example. I'll find another one. Beautiful example of lyre, L-Y-R-E, leaf sage. Yes, it's a sage plant. It's a native sage to this country. And it's a wonderful medicinal, very wonderful medicinal. Now, when the leaves are young, like these, they are perfect to be put into salads And the bigger ones I either dehydrate or make tincture with. But as you can see, the veining is beautiful. Not all leaves vein. When they're very young, they don't have the purple veining. And if I can find one, I don't think it's blooming just yet. There should be they have beautiful blooms. And I just noticed another elderberry coming up where I never had elderberries at all. So I'm gonna have to rescue that one. Onwards. Ah, look what I just found. These crazy dewberries. The dewberries are blooming. Look how beautiful that is. And you can tell that they're in the rose family. Let's see. Look how beautiful that is. Here is one patch of many of my yarrow. This has multiplied like crazy in 2 years' time. Look at that. This is its second growing season, and it's coming up beautifully out here. Here I have some beautiful Echinacea coming up. I didn't think that it had made it, but it sure did. And then over here is a beautiful patch of bee balm. There is so much misinformation being put out there. Bee balm is a wonderful medicinal herb. It's wonderful for teas and so many other things. I'll go into more detail when I go to harvest it. But I'm telling you, people need to quit giving out information when they have no clue what they're talking about. Here we have one of my ferns coming up. Sorry about the trash. I get so tired of people throwing garbage in our yard. Apparently their mama never taught them how to use a garbage can. And I can't remember the name of the ferns that are coming up. I'll have to ask next time I go to the botanic garden, because they were a gift to me. And over here we have Jack in the Pulpit all up. I am so happy to see that they're thriving and growing. Look how tall they have gotten. They're spreading all over the place. There's one that's going to be blooming soon. I am just so happy to see them. Okay, this is my 4-year-old rue plant that is still alive. She's thriving. I hate that people just don't know how to throw garbage in the trash. My poor fence. People drive all into the yard and have no respect for anything. But this is my rue. And yeah, it's doing wonderful. Of course, now it might do better way out in the full sunlight, but it's been happy here, so I'm leaving it here. I have another one of my patches of lemon balm coming up. I love lemon balm, and it's going to be happy as can be here. Here we have a prized patch of what they call toad shade trilliums. Extremely medicinal, but they've been destroyed so much. And they are a Tennessee native wildflower, and I'm happy to have them. Here is my patch of wild ginger coming back up. It's really grown very nicely and spread pretty nice. Now this patch I'm really proud of. This is my Salmon Seal. That's the native wild Salmon Seal. I only have a few of them. They're spreading a little bit. Then this is a newer one. It's called Ruby Slippers Salmon Seal. And then this big patch, big beautiful patch that's just coming up and blooming is my variegated Salmon Seal. It is also of medicinal as well. And it's spreading nicely. I'm happy for that. But look how beautiful those blooms are. They kind of remind me a little bit of bleeding hearts, but they're not in the same family. Here's a pride and joy of mine. I dug up 2, brought them home. One has survived. This is Buckeye. It's a native Buckeye. It's a native plant to the United States. And I have some poison ivy I see I need to get cleaned out, and a lot of stuff to get cleaned out. Excuse all the garbage from people throwing their garbage over the fence. These, I've missed getting a picture for y'all, but these are wild cherry blossoms, and they have bloomed really, really strongly this year. You can see one of the little native pollinators on this one. Let's see if I can get better pictures. Here's one in bloom, if the wind will work with me. And then that way you can see what the leaves look like. But yeah, extremely medicinal tree. And yes, you can eat the wild cherries off of them. They are delicious in muffins and pancakes, and you can see what the leaves look like. And it should be a heavy crop this year. I'm hoping so, if I can beat the birds to them. This is my beautiful clover patch that I'm going to let grow up so I can harvest. And of course, beautiful daffodils. Dandelions. I have daffodils on the mine because I just noticed I've got some daffodils for some odd reason coming up in the compost pile. Here's another example of leaf sage. Now when they're out in the sunlight, the leaves will get a darker hue of a purplish red, and they'll be hairy as well. Wonderful medicinal. But you can see how dark the leaves get. More towards the shade part, they'll be a little lighter. Here is another, this is my main patch of yarrow here, which I need to get in here and clean it up, get it weeded, get these honeysuckle vines and trees out of them, and get it all cleaned up and pretty. Here's one of my mini comfrey plants that are coming up. Just absolutely gorgeous. And you see the winds have done a number on the leaves. Limbs falling down and wind blowing like crazy. It's still coming up. Here we have some Artemisia coming up, and more baby Rosa rugosas coming up off the parent plants. Wild lettuce. But you can see, for some odd reason, the Rosa rugosas are sending out runners, making more plants. So apparently we're going to need a lot of vitamin C this year. And there's some of my St. John's wort coming back up. Coming up all over the place. I got a lot of work to do in my herb garden, a lot. Here's a nice little patch of more St. John's wort coming up. I got lemon balm coming up. Artemisia's coming up beautifully. I see that my choke berries, not choke cherries, but choke berries are coming up. I'm gonna have to transplant them out of here. Cut another wild lettuce. And you can see that the choke berries, these are eastern. Choke cherries grow in the eastern half of the United States, and choke cherries grow in the western part. Here I have some beautiful apple mint coming up. Poor rosemary is struggling. This one is. My other ones are doing wonderful, but it's still alive. It survived this crazy winter. More of my comfrey coming up. More baby Rosa rugosas. Some more comfrey coming up. More artemisia coming up. Goldenrod's coming all up. More lemon balm. More lemon balm. More lemon balm. More goldenrod trees I gotta pull up out of here because they know they ain't supposed to be in here. Another comfort coming up. Agrimony coming up. Trying to be aggravated by the honeysuckle coming up, which has got to go. I'm happy to see this coming up. This is my hot and spicy oregano. I gotta get out here and get some of these leaves raked back off of them. It's coming up all over the place. This dandelion has been coming up like crazy. I got more human garbage to pick up. I gotta clean this bed out. This is my pride and joy here. This is my sweetgrass coming all up. And apparently it's escaped the raised bed that has fallen in. So I'm gonna have to rebuild it and try to catch all the escapees, get them corralled back up. Poor things, these are my Egyptian walking onions that I got to find a place to get them potted in. Those overwintered nicely. Here's another patch of yarrow coming on nicely. It has just spread everywhere. Some more poor little apple mint trying to come up. I've got irises coming up. I got my purple shamrocks. Oh, and one's blooming for today. Little bitty purple shamrocks. Those are spider lily leaves coming up. These are my only white. Some call them daffodils. I call them these jonquils because they have multiple blooms on per stem. But look how beautiful those are. My rosemary's doing good. I gotta get these trees out of here. I got more oregano there. My bananas have said, I'm done. We want to grow. These come up from last year. They survived the winter. Oh, people's garbage. Sorry, everyone. It's a constant fight. More wild lettuce. More wild lettuce. Rosemary's people's garbage. My bananas, chives are coming up good. A whole bunch of wild lettuce. Apple mint's coming up. I know I got some black walnut trees coming up that's got to go. These other ones can go. I got to get out here, get all of this garbage up. Oh, God, it's a constant struggle around here. Because people have no respect for their community whatsoever. And my bananas, I just chop and drop. These overwinter nicely out here. Here's a prime example. You can see that this lyre leaf sage is, oh God. These lyre leaf sage are not as purple like the ones in the backyard that have more sunlight. So as long as you know what the leaves look like, you know what to look for. This is another beautiful artemisia that I have coming up. I think it's called Asian Lights or something like that. Not sure, but it's going to get tall and beautiful as well. we have Echinacea coming up. Black-eyed Susans coming up. A lot of people don't know black-eyed Susans are medicinal. Little baby comfreys coming up from last year. Here we have hoary skullcap coming up, which is a wonderful medicinal as well. It's jumping up. I've got to find it a permanent home here somewhere. But for now, this is where it's going to grow. This is another Echinacea coming up that I bought on clearance last year. And I thought it died, but no, it decided to give me another chance. It looked rough when I bought it, but hey, it's alive. I got to get it planted as well. Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed the tour. There's still, well, not so much tour, walkabout is what I like to call it. There's still more coming up. It's early in the season, and these storms are getting closer and the wind's getting worse, and I want y'all to be able to hear what I'm saying. So everyone stay safe. I hope everybody's safe, because these storms will be out of here by the time this video shows. It's a building because it's hot and it's beyond windy. We've had a few sprinkles, but thankfully it's kind of held off for me to make this video. I hope this encourages you to also start growing your own medicinal herbs, your culinary herbs, your plants. Let the native medicinals grow in your yard. Quit spraying your yard, because I'm sorry, nothing's uglier than grass in my own opinion. I don't baby my grass in hopes of, you know, it dying, because I'd rather have plants where it's at, useful plants. Everyone, take care. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll answer them as soon as possible. Y'all take care, stay safe, keep your head on a swivel. I'll see you soon. May you each be blessed. Take care, everyone.